is how we do it. This is how. This is how. This is how. This is how we do it.
In general, in life, because I feel like we live in a patriarchy, right? And we're like made to feel like we have to fight each other and we have to compete each other in order to like prove ourselves or our worth or some things. Yeah, I think it's realizing that there's so much room for everyone. Like there's so many tables, so many seats, and we can all actually support each other, and it makes each other stronger, in fact, to support each other instead of competing against one another. I think it's getting better. I think it takes, you have to just continue. It's a conscious effort, but you just have to kind of continue to do is support your sisters, support your sisterhood, support womanhood, support, I think it just reflects back on you. And like you said, it's really all a mindset too. Totally. Just women in general. Your looks is the only depreciating asset you have. Wow. So why would you want to derive your value from it and your self-esteem from it? We know it's depreciating. Because what happens when the looks start to fade and women who only put their value in their physical appearance, what happens? Well, what happens is they end up with men who are equally shallow. Here's the thing, if I'm just a pretty face, I'm going to end up with a man who only likes pretty faces. And the reality is that man is so easily distracted with the next pretty face and the next 25-year-old and the next. So what will happen is you're in a constant competition with people you can't compete with for the rest of your life. So reality is when you create your identity on something so fragile, you attract somebody who's also very fragile, and then you're going to human that I don't need to explain myself. I don't need to prove myself to a bunch of people who are just going to project no matter what I say to them. There's people who are incredibly dogmatic. It doesn't matter what you do, what you say. I'm always going to stand by that person's evil, for sure. So that person's this or that person's, or they're going to project onto you based on your appearance, or they're going to project onto you. I don't need to explain myself. I don't need to prove myself to a bunch of people who are just going to project no matter what I say to them. There's people who are incredibly dogmatic. It doesn't matter what you do, what you say. I'm always going to stand by that person's evil, for sure. So that person's this or that person's, or they're going to project onto you based on your appearance, or they